Hello, my name is Hannah Pasenica, and I am with the International Business Center at Michigan State University. Today, we'll be taking you through globalEDGE, your source for global business knowledge. So globalEDGE is essentially a free resource for international business research that we fully put together and manage. For a brief history, the idea for globalEDGE was first conceptualized in 1993 by Dr. Tunga Kiak. This was at the beginning of the World Wide Web, which was launched in 1991. At the time, it was very hard to do research online, so globalEDGE was formed to help organize relevant information into a more meaningful and accessible format. Today, the site has roughly 2.5 million users every year with 4.5 million page views, and visitors come from 235 different countries, islands, and territories. So, how is our data sourced and updated? So, as I mentioned, globalEDGE is a free resource. Because of that, information that we have on there is generally also freely available, but we do help compile it, organize it, and basically make it more easy to understand and manageable. So some sources are automatically updated. So they use a program called Application Programming Interface, which essentially updates data on our site automatically when it's updated at the original sources site. And other information is regularly updated by our team of students. So these students provide research as well as write weekly blogs on international business topics of their choosing. More on this later. So what globalEDGE offers? As you will soon see, globalEDGE offers quite a bit, but just for a little snapshot, we have a big section for global insights. This essentially provides in-depth views of a country, including a look at the government, economy, and culture. It offers a section for tools and data. So this offers tools to compare countries on a number of categories, including the market, and also includes the Market Potential Index, or MPI, which is an indexing study by us to compare countries across 8 different weighted dimensions. There's also a section specifically for academy. So this provides resources to help teachers develop curriculum as well as students find internships. Now onto the site. So here we have our landing page, and there's all these different shortcuts throughout the website, as you'll see. So for example, to see the latest blogs, they're either right here or also under Get Connected, but we will get there. So to start with Global Insights. So here we have information organized either by country, by trade block, by classification, by industry, by state. So I'll just start by showing by country and kind of walk you through, what one of these looks like. So here we have this interactive map. You can either, click directly or look alphabetically. I'm going to choose China for our example today. So here we have the main introduction page, as you can see. So we have a good introduction about China. This includes the most relevant blogs that mention or are related to China. You can see when they were written, and this links to more blog entries. The flag, all these other different just interesting facts and statistics, so languages, currency, different ethnic groups, map, etc. Oh, also throughout the site, as you'll see, all of the sources where information comes from will always be linked. So if you ever want to know where something came from, yeah, just scroll down to the bottom and click here. Okay, so aside from our main introduction page, we also have sections for every single country on here, on history. So this is just a quick walkthrough on, just some of the main points in China's history. So yeah, if you just want a really quick walkthrough, but still helps you get like a good background on, a country, where they're coming from, this is a good place to start. Then there's section for government. So once again, this is all up-to-date information. So, who's the current chief of state, head of government, overview, like what's the government called, constitution, type, index of economic freedom, country risk rating, etc. Main powers. You can also see which regional trade blocs China is included in. So APEC or the Asia Pacific Trade Agreement. And for just a quick description, you can also click on each of those and, it links once again. And you can also see which different international organizations China participates in, as well as a brief description of each and link to each of their websites. Environmental agreements, tax information, etc. Once again, all information is linked at the bottom. Okay, economy. So yeah, GDP, different economic indicators, etc. Different statistics. You want to know about, anything from age distribution to, population numbers, growth rate, and then just different industries. So we have, for energy, electricity, oil, natural gas numbers, etc. Trade statistics. This is quite interesting. It's not actually super common to find trade statistics tied in so clearly with countries. Normally you need to look up everything separately, but here we have all the information together in a really easy to understand and find way. And yeah. So total exports, etc., export partners, so the top 10 countries that China exports to, then the top 10 countries they import from, and then even for goods, so their top 10 export goods, top 10 import goods. And then you can view them all here, but these are just, once again, the top 10. Then we have sections for culture, and these always link to, like if you want to learn more, you can click on these and they will take you to other sites. So here we have from the Government of Canada, different risk factors. So country risk ratings, business climate rating, top strengths, weaknesses, current trends. You can click on each of these. Normally to get information like this, you would need to pay for a subscription, either to something like maybe IBIS World, or Euromonitor, etc. But here, once again, information is all completely free, up to date, and all in one place, which is just really, really cool. I've done a lot of international market research, and normally you need to check multiple different sites to get what's on here, as well as normally pay for it. So this is pretty cool. Here we have a section for corporations. These are the top corporations in China. You can see what industry they're tied in with, sales, profits, assets, value, etc. Each of these, links to the company. Just, really fast, easy, convenient to find exactly what you're looking for. Here we have different indices. So, corruption perceptions index, DHL global connectedness index, ease of doing business rank, economic complexity index, etc. And once again, these all link to their sources. Environmental performance, freedom of the press, etc. And then, just different resources specifically for China. So government resources, central banks, stock exchange, etc. So almost no matter what you're looking to do research on, it's really helpful and easy to figure out, where you should go next. And different company directories, how to find trade shows, news sites. It's just very thorough. Regulatory agency sites. And then, yeah, other resources. So just business in Asia, different free trade agreements. Yeah, China knowledge. This goes on and on. But we either directly include information or links to where to find it. And then this is specific for different US trade resources. So here we have the US International Trade Administration. So essentially the locations for the different like US Department of Commerce offices in China. So, China is quite big. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different offices. And like if you were looking to export, for example, and you wanted, US government help, you'd kind of look for, which region they're located in, or if you're already overseas, already exporting or in this country, etc., these would be your go-to help centers. And then we have this section for a memo. So this is meant to be like, let's say you're about to travel to a country or you're already there. Like, what is the most quick, easy, single page, up-to-date information that you can just quickly look at, just to get an idea of, what you need to know. So yeah, just really quick introduction, key economic facts, the strengths, weaknesses, and then yeah, just information about US Embassy. So this would be almost like your emergency information should you need it. Because once again, it's meant for travel, just single one-page travel. Here's what you need to know. Okay, so that is just an example of what we have for every single country, which is pretty cool. So that is by country. Then you can also view this essentially by trade block. So here, you can learn about each trade block and then once again, see which countries are in each of those. And then, clicking on these would then take you back to the country pages. You can also look by classification. So we separate countries based on if they are considered emerging markets, frontier markets, or mature markets. So let's just say, for example, emerging markets. So you can just get an idea of like what we have on here and like which countries might be considered emerging markets. So Brazil, Chile, China, Colombia, etc. You can just see easily on a map, where these are all located, one snapshot. And then, yeah, once again, just different blogs that might be related to this. You can also look by industry. So here we have, all these different industries you can choose from. Let's say you want to look at agriculture. Okay, so even within agriculture, we have information segmented. So let's say bean and grain farming. Oh, sorry, actually these ones don't link anywhere, but just gives you an idea of, what the different companies in these categories do. And then you can get an idea just, of an industry, like, is it fragmented? What are demand drivers? And then, yeah, just different blogs related to this exact topic. And once again, sources. You can also look at background. So, oh, right. So that was the introduction essentially for, agriculture, but then you can look at like different background. So, who leaders in this have been, trends, etc. Different trade statistics. So, yeah, so here we can see the top exporting countries for agriculture, top importing countries for agriculture. It's interesting that a lot of these are the same. So yeah, but like you can see, for example, the US, we seem to export more than we import. country like China seems to export a lot and import a lot. So just very interesting. And yeah, just top exports for agriculture, top imports, corporations, different events. So once again, all up to date, upcoming different agriculture events. So we have, here we go, like a specialty coffee expo, a climate summit, National Restaurant Association show. And once again, this is by industry, so it's just all on here, easy to find. And yeah, just different websites for each of these can be listed. So like USDA Foreign Agriculture Service, trade shows, you know, so it links to here, you can go see what they have on their site. And then we have different regulatory agencies. So who regulates agriculture in Australia, Bulgaria, Canada, you know, Denmark. So it just helps you, you know, quickly go to like, you know, let's say you're a company who wants to export, or you're doing, you know, like research for, you know, school assignment, or, you know, as a professor. And it just all helps link really quickly to whatever region you're interested in. And just, yeah, further resources. And then once again, we have a memo section. And we also have information by state. So most of globalEDGE is about kind of like international, you know, global business knowledge. But we do get a lot of our funding from the US Department of Education, and therefore we also do provide research on different states. So let's say Texas, for example, almost similar to our country profiles, we do also have different state profiles. So yeah, quick descriptions of Texas, yeah, state profiles, different corporations, etc. A lot of the same categories. All right, so moving on to reference desk. So here we have just, yeah, further different resources. So global resource directory, yeah, you can click through these different things. We also have these course modules. So the archived modules, as you can imagine, are much older. They are archived, we're no longer updating these. The exporting modules should be very up to date. And then we have the doing business in modules, which we are currently updating. Just in the interest of time, I'm not going to walk through every single thing. I'm just trying to pick some highlights. So let's move along to tools and data. So here we have the MPI. So this is the Market Potential Index. And this is essentially a calculation that we have done since 1996. And we currently calculate this for 97 different economies of the world. And it's essentially, yeah, calculating their market potential. So we created 8 separate categories, and we give them each a different weight. And, you know, kind of look for the same set of data for each of these countries. And it's just like a different way to help, you know, kind of compare things for, yeah, their market potential. So this talks about, yeah, the different dimensions and how they're separately weighted. Just to get an idea of like, you know, the methodology behind this. Different changes we've made each year, etc. So to actually view this, you can do view MPI table. So yeah, so you can also download this. But yeah, you can kind of see how different things are ranked. And let's see, view year-to-year comparison. So yeah, you can see how like different countries have changed for their market potential over time. So China, for example, has been number one for like their market potential for all these different years. But yeah, you can see it didn't always necessarily used to be so, at least in the way that we rank it. So yeah, just very interesting. And yeah, just as years have gone on, we've added more countries that we've been calculating this for. So some countries, the data stretches back farther than others, but yeah, you can see just a lot of information for quite a few years now at this point. So that is the MPI. And then we have this. So this is the globalEDGE database of international business statistics. This is essentially, so first of all, to view, you actually do need to create, like register a, like an account. It is completely free to do so, but this was more for a security thing. And when you do register, you need to use an organization email. So unfortunately, no Gmail or Outlook, etc. But you know, if you have a school or a company email, that works fine. And once again, it's free just for security reasons. But this is essentially just a compilation and like an easily downloadable way to get like all of the data that's on the site. There's actually even more data included here in like its raw form than is on the site. So everything on the site, all of that information is in here. But then there's also more here that was not otherwise included. And if you go through here, you should be able to easily download things like, let's say, in Excel format instead of just, you know, reading them on the site. And then, yeah, we have different tools. So there's actually different ways you can like compare different countries on different like factors that you choose. So like I just picked, you know, the most recent year, and then I could pick, let's say, mobile cellular subscriptions and population. And then I can do next. And then I can pick up to 20 countries that I want to compare those things for. I just think this is really cool. So like, let's say Argentina and Bangladesh and Belgium compare. So yeah, it's just really cool. And then, you know, you could take a screenshot of this, etc. But yeah, you can do this for up to 20 countries and, you know, all these different categories. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so once again, I don't want to go through every single thing, but snapshots. Okay, so then we get to get connected. I will say in general, we are actually currently working on updating the site. So probably within the next 1 to 2 years, it might look a little bit different, but yeah, nothing too drastic. But for example, for Get Connected, our blogs are very active, but moving forward in the future, we don't really have such a focus on our newsletter or the business review, etc. anymore. But I will talk about blogs. So as mentioned, I think at the very beginning, we do have a team of students, and we actually publish 4 separate blogs every single week from Monday to Thursday. And these are all completely researched, written, edited by students on relevant different topics of their choosing. And yeah, they're really interesting. So for example, the Chinese wine tariff to Australia is affecting the industry more than you know. You know, effects of the Silicon Valley bank collapse. So these can really be any different subject. And yeah, it just gives you different things to think about. And, you know, as shown previously, they are linked to the different countries. Russia's economy, what's to come, etc. And then lastly, so we have the section for Academy. So here we have all these different resources. So either if you're students, faculty, teachers, we have something for you. So course content, these essentially, this section is essentially to help teachers actually create courses for different international business topics. So yeah, so course syllabi with, a focus on helping international business educators, or, yeah, if you want to do a business language course, etc. Just a good free resource that might be helpful. We also have a similar section, but specifically for community colleges. So yeah, if you have like a community college, if you're a community college teacher working on your syllabi, or different community college organizations, etc. And this section is actually directly for students. So this is essentially a directory for different international internships. So our team of students actually goes through and keeps us updated. So just whenever they see different internships, they actually add them onto here. So this should be pretty up to date as well. So just for example, and this is a really good resource to share with your students, actually, if you teach like international business subjects and, you have students who might be looking for internships. So just for example, let's say you want to do a government agency in, let's say China. Let's try searching. Okay, maybe no results for that. Let's try private corporation. Search. All right. Here we have, potential internships with Amazon, Bayer Corporation, BNP Paribas, etc. Yeah, you can get the idea. So that is a pretty cool tool that we have. And yeah, just why study international business if you want to learn. Although I assume if you're here, you probably know. But yeah, just different, things. Yeah, so that is just, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. But that is just a quick run through of just some of the many, many, many different resources that we have on globalEDGE. So yeah, check it out, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.